I commissioned in the Navy after my undergraduate. And, at the time I was looking for adventure and challenge and to be part of something bigger than myself, something that gave me purpose. And what I found was really so much more. I was stationed on two ships and deployed on those ships. On a training staff, I served overseas in Okinawa, Japan with the Marine Corps. I was able to lead sailors from all different backgrounds, all across the country, and even from other outside nations. Um, and really, they're the ones who taught me throughout my career in the Navy about hard work, about empathy and resilience. And they're the ones who gave me purpose.
I wanted to serve, I wanted to be a part of a team. I wanted to be part of something that was greater than myself. But it's one of the better decisions I think that I've made. It's made me really appreciate the little things in life. My father was in the Army. His father was in the Army during the Korean conflict. We have so many conveniences here in the United States. There's a lot of parts in the world that you see and they don't have access to water, they don't have access to healthcare, they don't have access to food. The military is not just about fighting wars. There's a lot of humanitarian efforts that are ongoing right now. So that's just some of the reasons why I wanted to serve.
While I was active duty, I was a surface warfare officer. And now that I'm a first year student at the Adler PsyD program for clinical psychology, I'm a public affairs officer in the Navy Reserve.
I'm in the Army Reserves right now. When I was on active duty, I commissioned in 2014 as an infantry officer. And then when I separated to pursue my degree at Adler University, I switched to the Army Reserves, and now I'm a psychological operator.
For me, Veterans Day is an important time to appreciate the challenges, the stress, and sometimes the trauma that the service members may have endured, whether they served in combat, operationally, or in any of one of the very vital non-combat roles. Some veterans of some wars and smaller conflicts in our history were not only forgotten, not appreciated, but they were even shunned. And sometimes today, after their service, veterans may feel conflicted or ashamed about their actions in combat or operations. Many feel they should be able to handle the trauma and stress that they carry alone. And so showing our appreciation, acceptance, and participating in destigmatizing mental health and emotional health as part of our overall health, it can really help service members grapple with those different realities, their self-identity and their isolation, and help to show them that we accept them and we appreciate them.
The suicide rate today is troubling. The Department of Veteran Affairs reported last year that 17 veterans a day in the United States succumb to suicide. Some have said this is a step in the right direction because the number used to be 22 suicides in the United States a day within our veteran community. Unfortunately, another report says it's not that clear cut. If you account for the unexplained drug overdoses in the veteran community, that number actually is more like 44 veterans dying by suicide, again, every single day in the United States. So that's one of a few different reasons of why we need to have this conversation about mental health. Our veterans have sacrificed so much for our country. Historically, you think about the greatest generation, World War II. But today, in the global war on terrorism, our nation has been at war largely for more than 20 years. And, the psychological effects that has to take on our veterans, it needs to be talked about.
It's really important for me to recognize that everyone has had a different experience in their life. Everyone lives a different story and a different truth. And I think it's important for me to remember and to create an open space for listening to those stories, to nurture that space where people feel respected and heard and supported.
One of the sort of the pinnacles at Adler University is we do take social justice as seriously. We're all social creatures. We're all individuals. We're all human beings, but we all belong to different cultures. We do have differences, whether it's gender identity, orientation, experiences, ages, occupation. We're all different. But I think social justice to me is when all the different groups, regardless of your personal characteristics, regardless of your background, that we all have equal access to opportunities for education, opportunities for healthcare, opportunities to pursue the American dream. So it's not only just equal treatment under the law, it goes beyond that. It's equal access to opportunities, and it's not allowing for one group who happens to maybe be, in the majority. The majority in America, we don't believe has the right to oppress the minority. And that's why, in part, why we have the Constitution, why we have courts. We all have individual liberties and rights, and they should all be respected. And social justice, again, to me, is when institutions, government agencies, private businesses, what have you, are all playing a part in ensuring that we all are treated equally and we all have access to opportunities.